Guys, it has been a long time coming.
Sad.
Baby.
This is so wizard.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano and I'm back doing something I haven't done in over a year. Actually, I think maybe longer. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a very long while. As you can see behind me, I've got a lot of Star Wars The Phantom Menace Episode 1, Star Wars Micro Machines. I got my shirt ready. Let's do this. I haven't unboxed and reviewed a Star Wars Micro Machines in so long. So I got them ready. We're going to do this. I am going to make this a weekly series. We're talking Micro Machine Mondays is the idea. Hopefully I'll be able to stick to that. But what I want to do in this new video series, new/old, we've reviewed older ones, all the older ones in fact. The only ones really left are little packets, but for the most part all episode 1. But in this, because it's been 20 years since episode 1 came out. 20 years, can you believe it? I mean, this toy literally says 1998 on the back. But what I'm going to do in chronological order of appearance in the movie Star Wars Episode 1 of The Phantom Menace, I'm going to be reviewing these in order, and we're going to do something a little bit different than we did on the previous Micro Machines reviews, and I might even have to go back to those old sets and try it under this new format. Now, for today, what we're going to be reviewing is the Star Wars Episode 1 Jar Jar Binks / Naboo transforming action set. Now, I love these things. These are actually some of my favorite toys ever. This, like, of the Star Wars Micro Machines, the transforming heads that pop down. And I've done one of the Episode 1. You can see them right there. I did this one when I did the older ones a long time ago. And I'm actually probably going to revisit this one in the same format as part of this. So just a heads up, you will have seen that one twice if you've been following my videos for years. So, we will be taking a look at this. And it says, Jar Jar transforms into the underwater city of Otoganga. So let's start by taking a look at the outside of the box. Now on the top left, we've got Ewan McGregor holding his lightsaber. It's a very blue package, if you notice. There's a star with a gold Star Wars logo. It says Episode 1 underneath. Big blue lights coming out from behind it. And then we start to see the picture, like the actual head, how it's flapped open. Now these are interesting because it's a combination of like Photoshop and an actual photo of the playset itself. So you can see the little Stap droid or whatever it is, this little, I think it's called the Stap, yeah, flying Stap with battle droid popping out of the giant AAT on the top there. There's just a random AAT floating in the sky. And then you look a little bit lower, you've got, looks like Jar Jar's moving, there's Qui-Gon. We have that little, what is that thing called? A Kadu with Gungan Rider popping out of the bottom there. It's just interesting. It looks interesting. Oh, on the bottom right, it says includes Trade Federation tank, AAT, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Jar Jar Binks. Actual product and features shown on sides and back. Oh, cool. Some assembly required for use with most Star Wars Micro Machines vehicles and figures. Very nice. Ages 4 and up. Small parts, not for children under 3. Oh, if it's not for children under 3, I wonder if it's going to be Sad Baby approved or not. I don't know. Let's take a look at the back of the box. Now, on the back, it does... Oh, there's a little blurb here, actually. It says, in the eerie swamps of Naboo, MTTs emerge from the Trade Federation landing crafts, carrying the battle droid invasion force. As the Jedi flee from the approaching army, Qui-Gon Jinn saves an amphibious local named Jar Jar Binks. Recreate adventures from Star Wars Episode 1 with all the Micro Machines vehicles, figures, and playsets. Now, in the top left corner, again, we have Micro Machines logo. It says Jar Jar Binks / Naboo transforming action set. And we'll start up top with the Trade Federation AAT. Trade Federation MTT with opening hatch. A Nuna, which is like a little creature. Looks like Qui-Gon Jinn. Drop down, it says rotating platform with secret trap door. That's pretty cool. Next, you see Jar Jar Binks. Going back around through the bottom. Rotating Naboo fish. That's pretty cool looking. Slide out Kadu with Gungan Rider. Interesting. Staircase to lower level. And then we're back to the flying Stap with battle droid. And then it goes on to the bottom to show more of the other sets, which we will be getting to nearly all of these other sets. I think the only thing on this box that I won't have is the die-cast vehicles over on the right. And I think Battle Droids, which is Vehicle Figure Collection number 6. I don't have the Battle Droids. That one's really hard to find. It's kind of expensive. So if I can find it, I'll do it. But as of now, I don't have it. Everything else on this thing, I've got. You know what I'm not seeing? It's not approved by the 0 to 3 sad babies. But we'll see if maybe you, Sad Baby Squad members, will approve and know, you know what I'm talking about. Now, if you don't actually know what I'm talking about, that means you're probably not subscribed yet. It means you probably haven't hit the little notification. You use the force on that notification bell, and that way you get the notifications every time I put out a brand new video. I've got lightsaber videos coming out on Saturdays. I'm giving away lightsaber, t-shirts, stickers, etc. So you should probably be subscribed, have the notifications on just for those reasons. Another thing I gotta mention before we get into the actual unboxing is
links you will.
There will be links down below. There'll be Amazon links, links to eBay, their affiliate links. I use those to make money to buy these toys, along with the AdSense I make here on YouTube. That kind of stuff is what I pour back into the channel. So if you're an Amazon shopper, an eBay shopper, or want to find some of these collectibles, I go through the trouble and I put links down there. So it's appreciated if you use them. I get a small commission, usually translates to a couple cents per transaction. But if I get enough of those transactions, that becomes dollars. Those dollars become toys. Those toys become new videos for you guys to watch. So it's a whole, what's Qui-Gon say? A symbiote circle. Like the midi-chlorians. You guys are like the midi-chlorians. And I don't know where I'm going with this. Alright, enough of my rambling. Let's get this thing open. Oh, you know what I just noticed? I just noticed something different about these episode 1. I might have mentioned it when I did the Battle Droid way back when. But the older packages, the older 90s, the black packages by Galoob, and this is also by Galoob, they used to have a plastic window, a clear plastic window showing you what figures were inside. It's just a picture. It is just a picture. And the other, kind of peculiar thing I've noticed about it... Actually, you know what? Let me talk about the little features real fast. Transforms to the Bubble City, Beneath the Swamp, Secret Trapdoor. I think this is all the same stuff we saw. The sides say the same thing. Rotating Platform, Stap Droid, Kadu, Gungan Rider. Same thing on both sides. Galoob. Again, I just want to make sure I've examined every part of this. Galoob Toys, San Francisco. 1998 is what this says. Made in China. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But another interesting thing about this particular toy, the first toy to appear, covers part of the movie, but it covers the first, I think it's minute 11 through minute 15. This whole toy is based off of 4 minutes of the movie, which is it's kind of interesting that they, that those 4 minutes were impactful enough. And we'll see as we go through the rest of this series, because I want to show you guys exactly what scene was from what part. Oh, my blade of Exact Zero, I can put that down. This is interesting. It says this package can be recycled. There's a little thing on the inside. Very cool. Let's see how this is packaged. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Very good. Nothing left in there? No? We'll set you off to the side. I'm feeling a piece of paper. Oh. What do we got? Instructions. Very beautiful. Very bright. Sorry. Instructions. A couple stickers. Stickers take a while. They mean I gotta stop the video. I dropped them. Which kind of makes it official. I don't know if that works that way, but... Again, this is the inside of the box. Look at that. There's a couple different things here. We're gonna snap the head together. It's a little bit smaller than I thought it might be. Interesting, though, that there's all the pieces. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. You guys can watch this ad real quick, because it's kind of a little how this all works on here on YouTube. Skip it if you want. But there's going to be an ad. I'm going to put this thing together, put some stickers on, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that I've got him out of the box, you can see his whole head. Take a look at the back of him there. Very interesting looking. Little side profile view. Very cool. I like the eyes. I just like the detail and the look on those eyes. You can see all the little veins or whatever. There's even these little black dot things kind of on the back of his eyelid. One thing I noticed at first when I was putting this together, I did have to put the eyelids together. I did have to put on about 7 or 8 stickers, I believe. But it was kind of a pain putting a lot of this stuff together. These little rock things are stabilizers, so you know. But it was kind of a pain putting this whole thing together. The stickers were a pain to put on. Let me kind of start to show you as I open it up. Actually, real quick, before I get into that, I do want to mention that I feel it's kind of small. I actually feel this Jar Jar Binks is... The head overall is small. Off to the side, we've got one of the first ones I ever collected, Chewbacca. You can kind of put them together. And actually, even if we look at the from episode 1, this head looks so much bigger on this battle droid. It's thin. It's kind of a weird layout because it's long. But... I don't know, it just seems like this Jar Jar head is tiny.
compared to some of the other ones. Maybe, I guess if you look at it at that angle, they're just about the same height. But when we look at it at this angle, look at it. It almost like, it feels like it dwarfs it by a lot. And again, you open Chewbacca, inside there you've got a whole playset. Looks like that. But when we open up Jar Jar Binks, it just doesn't have the same kind of thing going on. In fact, let's even compare it to a 2015. There's a 2015 Force Awakens Micro Machines set, so an even newer one, and it's a similar kind of deal. I don't know, is it just me? But he seems like he's just a little small. Maybe it's because I haven't really played with these things in like a year. I don't know. But let me show you how he opens up. First off, you want to pop open, I believe it's his head first. His head should, there it goes, head does come out. And it's on kind of a weird little like arm mechanism thing. And another thing I noticed is it looks totally different from the one on the box. This one has a completely different look. The rock work in the picture on the top there does not match this rock work at all. One of the interesting things is the back of his eye, like I was saying. The back of his eye, see how that pops open? That actually becomes a little like trap door chute to the back. You can kind of see it kind of rests right there. You have to like get it in there perfectly and line it up. Cool. And these again are staplers. These little rock things are like stabilizers. There's a hidden compartment where you can take the little fish that live in his neck. See if I can get his neck down. There we go. There's the neck. And that comes down. And that little fish thing can pop into this little corner. There's a right way to do it. There you go. We can have our fish swimming like crazy. Overall, a pretty cool set. Because of these weird textures that go in, there's like, it's not flat. It's actually kind of rounded. Putting the stickers on in here was a real pain. That's why it took probably about like 20-25 minutes to get this whole thing set up, even though there's not very many pieces. Another thing that kind of confused me at first was this arm that's supposed to hold the AAT tank. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It looked like it was missing a piece or something. I just wasn't sure. But it folds out. It actually folds out. You can kind of barely see that. It folds out from the top. And then it pops out. So that took me like 5 minutes just trying to figure that out. I thought I lost it in the box. I was so confused for a little while there. But I'm actually going to put everybody together. I'm going to put all of this together. You guys can see all the different features that are in this. So put that in an angle. Let's put Jar Jar. Let's put Qui-Gon over in the corner here. Should have put Qui-Gon first. That's fine though. We can kind of go through some of these features. Now you can kind of see everything there. There's 3 layers, well, technically 2 layers to this. The top above ground, and then we have the Oto City. I believe that's what it's called, Oto Gunga City. And there are some things in the back that I'll have to show you as well, kind of how they work. So, the first part in the movie that we'd see is when they're chasing, there's this little Nuna. We got the weird AAT tanks that show up. I forget what the bigger tank is called. That's an MTT. The bigger one is the MTT. I should know because I actually have it back here. It says Naboo Battlefield. There's a giant one of those that turns into... I'll kind of show you real quick. It's a giant one of those that turns into a battlefield of Naboo, but that'll be one of the last ones we look at in this video series. So, for this one, we have the giant MTT tank on the top, and that's the surface, and this is the part of the movie when they start running away, because as we see, if we turn this little wheel here, notice I turn it, the Stap droid pops out, there it goes, and Jar Jar actually fell through a trapdoor hole, and he popped out down here on the bottom. Well, he kind of popped out. He kind of fell weird, didn't he? Let's try that again. Let's see if he can... I gotta get my exact zero or my screwdriver, because he didn't fall through that trap door perfectly. There we go. Now he kind of came out. I guess I think I had it in there a little wrong. That's the hard part about this whole set. Okay, I'm going to try that one more time. This time I'm going to show you guys a little more zoomed in, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, so from the top, the very top, I'm going to turn this thing. It's going to go clockwise. You can see this Stap droid starting to pop out. There we go. He went all the way through and he pops out down here in the bottom. Inside Gunga. You can see him inside the Gunga City. There he is. There's a little sticker of Boss Nass back in the corner. And it's just pretty cool looking. Now, I'm going to pull him forward. Maybe. There we go. And I'm going to keep turning this thing up top. That way you guys can see Qui-Gon kind of fall through. There we go. And he kind of pops out and does his thing. In this case, he actually fell out a little too far. And he's hanging out down in there next to that... he kind of fell all the way down here. Crazy. Okay, now that actually leads me to one of my biggest complaints on this whole set, is that it's so, like, kind of wobbly, even with these little rock stabilizers they added. It's so wobbly and easy to get characters stuck in this little bottom area, and they're really hard to get out. Like, I had to get a screwdriver to get in there and get these out. So as far as playability, it's not the best. It's really kind of hard to play with this set. It's cool. Like, the sculpts and everything on here are really cool. It looks great. Stickers and the artwork and everything is really neat. The actual figures themselves look good, but it's just kind of hard to play with. Back here, there's this little trapdoor, which you can't really see see the light kind of change there. You can't really see it too well. Even if I zoom in, it's still very hard to see. It's a picture of the sub they get away with. But the thing is, I don't want to take this character. There's this, what is this thing called? I gotta reference it. This is the, slide out Kadu with Gungan Rider. This thing was such a pain to both take the little white piece out. You can kind of see it pop out that way. There's this little thing, a clear piece that he sits on. It was so hard to take that out and get this guy to sit on there that I'm afraid it's going to get knocked loose again. So I'm being very gentle with it. But just to show you the back, there is this like trap door to hide that. So again, it is a sticker of the sub. You can see it a little bit better there. Looks kind of creepy with his eyes all upside down that way. There he goes. Ooh, creepy. But again, you can flop that down. You can put these back. It's kind of a little secret hiding place where those fish live. Again, there's the fish spinning around. Overall, it looks really cool. Again, it looks amazing. You can see a lot of the cool features inside there. Some of the details even on top, like when we were looking at that Stap droid. Like just seeing on the top how that all works. See, look at him pop out. He looks great. And then the way to get him to go back in is actually to go clockwise, and he'll pop back in, and then you can close the door officially. This little arm thing is kind of cool for the AAT tank. It does rotate on there, and there's actually, on the tank itself, there are a couple different little pegs you can kind of see here. So there's little two holes where you can put pegs inside. Overall, it's a really cool looking ship. Alright guys, I did want you to have a closer look at this tank. It looks gorgeous. Look at the little details on there. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. It is really detailed. The paint on there looks great. It's just overall really, really cool looking. There we go. Lots of neat little browns. It doesn't move, but it does have, like I said earlier, the two little holes where you can place them on the pegs, which is very, very nice. Yeah, that's a cool looking tank. Next up, we've got, of course, Jar Jar Binks. There he is, little Jar Jar. You can see most of the little details on him. He looks pretty good. I like, actually, for a Micro Machine, that's actually really well detailed. And also we've got Qui-Gon. There he is, little Qui-Gon. Yeah, not a whole lot going on his facial features, but again, it's a Micro Machine. This thing is super, super tiny. But he does look good. You can definitely tell there's like the Qui-Gon hair going on. So I would say it's a pretty good figure. I don't know what that little darker part, maybe it's part of like his braid or something, that little black or brown blotch on there. You can see his beard is painted in a little bit. On this side it kind of got blotchy, but I don't know. Overall, I think they're pretty cool looking figures. There are some other ones that are in here that look a little bit better. Get a close look at those fish there. Okay, the fish, look at the details on that. That looks great. Let's see the other one. Yeah, look at that. That's just amazing. Like, it's such cool, tiny detail. They do rotate, so I can, like, change the angle of them if I want. There they are, kind of spinning in action. You can see a lot of the rock work and stuff. It looks good. I do like the way this looks, this little Kadu. But again, it's so hard to see anything inside there. You see the little sticker of Boss Nass in the corner. There's a little look up the trap door. And then a closer look at some of those stickers that I put on. You can see a lot of the cool stuff from the movie. And again, the funny part is this whole set is based off of just 4 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes from this movie. So just a couple other points that I think are weird is that actual slide out Kadu with Gungan Rider. That didn't happen in the movie. This thing never popped out. Like, we never saw this go into the water, like directly into the water on the film. So it's kind of funny that they would add this little feature of this thing that was never part of the movie. I'm surprised it didn't come with this. This is actually the Gungan sub that they take And, you know, this would make more sense if this was in a hanger and this popped out and went forward. Especially, like, and it knocked the fish or something like that. I just think that would make a whole lot more sense. You can see I added in Boss Nass. I actually have another Boss Nass figure. I just thought it would look a little bit cooler if we could actually see them all in there together. Let's take a little close-up. There you go. I think it looks really cool. Just seeing them all in there. That's the stuff. That's the really cool stuff. There, you get a little better view of the sub in the background. And that sub is actually, I believe, this sub right here. This is the one I'm talking about. Is that same one in the picture in the background behind the little Gungan rider. You know, overall, pretty cool looking set. One of the things I do really like about this is up here on the top. You kind of get all this to go out. You can see better close-ups this way. The rock work looks cool. It looks a little jungly and weird textured. The little Nanu or Nuna, what is it? A Nuna? Looks really good. Technically, if you look at it, it's on like a base. So it's glued on. It's not going anywhere because it'd be so easy to lose. But that's almost like an extra Micro Machine figure. So initially, these figures, I thought, well, you know what? These newer episode ones are a little bit weak because they don't actually come with that many figures. They only come with, as the box says, 2 regular figures and then 1 vehicle, which is for these transforming sets. The one in the 90s, I believe this one, the Stormtrooper, came with like 5 figures and a vehicle. And gradually over the years, they've gotten kind of weaker in what they offered. But if you think about it, this one actually has quite a few. We do get Qui-Gon, we do get Jar Jar, we do get this Gungan rider, we get 2 fish, we get this Nuna, we get the Stap, and we get a tank. I mean, there's so much going on here. Now, guys, overall, I will say I do like this set. It does have a couple issues with it that keep it from being perfect. But, you know what? I think for the money, it's worth it. Now, if you're wondering how much I paid for this, I got mine in a bundle with other stuff. So I paid between $17 and $20, if I remember correctly. I've been sitting on this set for a couple years. Currently on eBay, depending on how they show up, you'll see them go between $20 to $35 for this set. Sometimes a little bit higher, I'll warn you. Sometimes this does go for a little bit more. And as time goes on, they're only going to get more expensive. So that is as of like 2019. I think I most recently saw this going for about like $23, $24. Plus, you're going to spend another $10 or $12 on shipping. So that's just something to keep in mind. As far as my actual like rating for this thing, I would say it's cool. It's got good stickers, which I like. They're not painted so much like the ones from the 90s were. These stickers are more like CGI just because they were from like 1999, 20 years ago. So as far as the artwork goes, I think that's really cool. The actual sculpt is great. The amount of figures you get, like I was saying, is more than they let off. It makes it look like you're only getting 2 figures on the box and 1 vehicle, when in fact you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. You're getting like 5 figures. 7? I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few. 2 fish, 2 characters, 1 rider on like a, an animal, and then another animal. So you guys do the math. You tell me, is this worth it? Personally, it was a little bit hard to put together, which takes away a little bit for me. But that doesn't stop me from actually really enjoying this. I would give this 3 out of 5 Kitsters.
This is so wizard.
And look, this is another part that I weigh in when I kind of rate these things, is can you put everything away all in one? Like, does it hold everything? And it's so close. It almost does. It holds everything except for the tank. And I don't think I could fit the actual... You know what? Maybe. I'm going to try it. Maybe I can. I'm going to see if there's like a special way I can get this in there. If I can, I'm going to change my rating to 4 out of 5 Kitsters. I can do it. Everything stayed in the one thing. So, you know what? 4 out of 5 Kitsters. Alright guys, now I want to know your thoughts. Is this a thumbs up? Is it a thumbs down? Rate the video. Like, if you liked the toy, give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't like the toy, give this video a thumbs down. But here's the catch. No matter which one you pick after you've left your rating, leave me a comment. I want to know your actual opinions on this toy. Do you think it's cool? Do you like what I'm doing here on the Dano channel? Do you like Star Wars Micro Machines? Make sure you're subscribed. Like I said earlier, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. If you want to support the channel, there are Amazon links. There will be eBay links. There are links to stuff from my shop, such as Dano Channel hats and t-shirts. Like always, they're in there. Great way to support, but the best way to support is free. And you know what that is? To tell a friend, tell a fellow Star Wars fan about the channel, about the videos, about what I'm doing here. And that's just the best way. That's absolutely it. So guys, that's it for now. You know I love you. Until next time, May the Force have with you. Goodbye forever. Alright guys, if you liked this video, make sure you stay tuned for part 2 of this series. We're going to be taking a look at the Gungan Sub / Oto Gunga Inside Action Set. This one's a little bit different. It's not a character. Instead, it's a vehicle that turns into a whole Star Wars Micro Machine playset. So stay tuned.